Welcome everybody once again to another courtroom episode of Lockdown 23 in 1. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Honorable Judge Boyd in the courtroom once again. And you know, I've been in the courtroom numerous times, seen some pretty tough judges. And every time I watch one of these episodes, I thank my lucky stars I never had to go in front of Judge Boyd. So let's jump into the courtroom and see what she has in store for these defendants today. If you enjoy, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Alright, one last thing before I press play, and I know a lot of y'all have noticed it as well. It doesn't matter, Monday through Friday in the courtroom, you can always count on the Honorable Judge Boyd's background to be nothing but elegant. Everything from the hair, glasses, flowers, and the notable handbags. That's right, she has a new one every single court session.
The same amicus P. Garcia was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 2958 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram or 4 grams on April 18, 2022 for a term of 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So she was put on probation back in 2022 for possession, facing up to 5 years in prison, all that suspended as long as she's good on probation. But she messed up, violated, and that's why she's in here now. Could very well possibly get the whole 5 clip back, depending on how she violated. But what's gonna hurt her is being put on probation in 2022. And it's been like a year and some change, maybe less, since she violated. It didn't take long. That doesn't look good in the courtroom.
All right. State.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 1 on or about the 9th day of June 2022 in Guerrero County, Texas. The defendant, Nemesis P. Garcia, committed the offense of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
Man, and then he goes on to waive the rest of the conditions, which I'm sure she violated probably a list of them. It doesn't matter. She brought back a fresh felony, and it's the same exact crime as the last one. I can almost guarantee, look, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't seen this. If she was in the courts that I've seen, she would get her whole 5 years back, and she'd probably get smoked for that new one. Where's my smoke button? I gotta get ready.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in prison?
Oh,
and
6 years.
$1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. I'm assuming there is no agreement on the motion to revoke?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. And the state is silent on 2022 CR 8569. In that cause number defense, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then the court will hear argument.
Well, on the are you saying for the application for probation?
Yes.
Yeah, the application for probation. Now, when we were trying to negotiate all of this MTR and everything, so my understanding is, and of course right now I'm saying it's different, but my understanding is that the MTR agreement for the for punishment would be to run concurrent or to run together with the case that she plead on. So that's what, on that new case, Your Honor, we're asking this court to give her another opportunity. Now, she did not comply with her probation. In fact, she, as Your Honor can read, she didn't even start her probation. She didn't show up for orientation or anything like that.
Wow.
Which caused the warrant and everything to come in. Now,
she didn't give two flying fucks about probation. If Judge Boyd spares her today, I will be blown away. Because this is textbook law firm smoke.
She's realized she's been in jail since November. She realizes that this has to stop. And she picked up a new case. It doesn't get any better, Judge, it gets worse as you go along. However, I'm asking this court to give her another opportunity. And why should you give her another opportunity on probation is because I think that she realizes that this has to stop. She had a death in the family of her grandmother last year. That was her mother figure. She lost a brother who also contributed to her mental state, which made her do bad judgment. So we're asking the court to give her the opportunity to
And first off, rest in peace to the G-Mall, but all this stuff sounds like an excuse after an excuse. She didn't even show up to probation, man. This girl didn't care about nothing. I would say to myself, Grandma, look, I know you're about to pass away and all, but I gotta go to the PO. I'll be back or else I'll be in jail and I won't be able to take care of you at all before you go. That's how I'd be saying it, right? I ain't missing that damn appointment. I ain't going back to no more locked doors.
go on probation, do things right, go back, because she's got 5 daughters to go home to, which are in the hands of their family. She has a father that is there, that is willing to support her, and she also has a job that's waiting for her if when she gets out. So we're asking the court to give her the opportunity. It's a second opportunity. I don't warrant it, but we're asking the court to do so. Because I had long conversations with Ms. Garcia, and I can tell the difference in attitude as to what she has to do in order to continue on with her life. Now, the CAP evaluations are recommending safety, and safety right now is, I know it's a long waiting list, and it'll be maybe a few months before she goes to safety. But we're asking the court to follow the other alternative, which is the outpatient treatment, and put as many requirements on her for her probation to do the outpatient treatment. That way she can go to work, she can go take care of her children, and she can prove to this court that she, and I'm not saying she learned her lesson, I'm just saying she had learned that she has to stop. That's the only words I can come up with. She has to stop. She has to grow up and be there, a parent for her children. And I'm asking the court for probation.
All right. So anything you wish to say, Ms. Garcia?
So the kids are with her dad. I know her dad's probably hoping and wishing upon a star she don't go to prison, because he ain't trying to watch that handful grip of kids.
Yeah, it shouldn't have used it, is it? All right, do you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
What is she going to say?
You're going to have to make sure you keep your voice up. State your name for the record.
Ms. Garcia.
All right, what would you like to say?
That I apologize, that I was in the wrong, that I used an excuse when it's not an excuse, and I've acknowledged that now. I'm not saying that, oh, now that's the time. No, I know that I have to do what I need to, and I do have 5 daughters, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And I need to be there for them. I do have a job lined up. I do have support from family, and it's time to go on with my life and to carry on and do what I need to do as a woman, as a mother, and do what I need to do.
Sad, man. 5 daughters.
All right. Ms. Garcia, I'm looking at your criminal history. And sometimes people are learning their lessons, you know.
I can smell that brisket smoke brewing already. The Honorable Judge Boyd says, ma'am, I'm looking at your track record here, and, typically sometimes, you can see that people are learning their lesson a little bit. But you, ma'am, it just gets worse and worse. You haven't learned nothing. It's time for you to go to prison. If I were to guess, that's probably what she's gonna say, man. Let's find out.
Ms. Garcia, I'm looking at your criminal history. And sometimes people are learning their lessons, but your criminal history is not good. And when I look at criminal history, I'm not necessarily looking at it to say, oh, this person is a bad person. I'm looking at it to see, has there been any type of intervention? Has somebody learned their lesson? Is there anything that I can do to protect the community and have this person be an, productive member of society?
That's right, Your Honor.
And I'm looking at your history, and there have been plenty of interventions for you, and you have not taken advantage of any of those interventions.
Nothing.
And I don't think probation is appropriate for you because of that.
Nope.
And because of other things that are in the PSI report, the fact that I previously had you on probation to work with you. And I think any defense attorney in this courthouse, in this courtroom will tell you that when I put people on probation, I'm hoping that they will be successful, and I give them conditions to have tools to be successful. And I always ask people when I place them on probation, I always ask them, is there anything else they need from the court to be successful?
Nobody's ever asked me that in a courtroom. I would have said 100 grand and a Dodge Charger. Hellcat! I'll definitely survive probation then, ma'am.
And what you've done since you've been on probation is not report. You just picked up new charges.
Yep.
And I can't have that. All right. The court is going to sentence you to a $1,500 fine, time and money. I'm sorry, cause number 2022 CR 8569. The court will sentence you to a $1,500 fine, time and money, and run concurrent. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 2958. 5 years in the prison. Take in consideration night mag number 688702.
Five
Give
clip.
you credit for any time served.
Smooth nickel.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Now, if you would like, because I do see the TAP evaluation, they're recommending that you do inpatient treatment. If you would like, I could recommend you for the therapeutic community. It is a drug treatment program. I cannot force them to put you into it. All I can do is recommend it, and then you will have to recommend it yourself. It does not increase the amount of time that you're in custody. Would you like to be considered? So the therapeutic community, I do not have jurisdiction to force them to place you in the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community is a program at the prison that will hopefully help you with any drug issues you have. If you're accepted into the therapeutic community, it does not increase your prison time. So for example, in this case, you've been sentenced to 5 years prison. If you're in the therapeutic community and you do not complete it, they're not going to say, oh, she didn't complete it in 5 years, so we're giving her 6 years. If you're up for parole and they deem you're parole worthy at 2 years, they're not going to say, we're giving her parole. We would give her parole, but because she hasn't completed the therapeutic community, we're not giving her parole. So it's merely a program to help you, hopefully, with any drug issues you have. All right. And
that's probably some of the most frequently asked questions by people about to go into that program. Like, I don't even have that amount of time. And not to mention, therapeutic communities usually are the lowest level prisons, the safest, right? So most people shoot for that, but a lot of people that's done time numerous times, they would never want it because they know it's a horrible program. And nobody really wants a program in prison. They just want to play poker and lift weights. But you know, if you got drug issues, man, you really need to take advantage of these type of things and change your ways around. I never really had, you know, I like to dibble and dabble, you know, have fun, but I knew when it was time to say no and turn away from that excursion, you know what I mean? But some people need a little extra help. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another probation violator bites the dust. I knew for a fact she was going to get all of her time back, but look, this is the good thing. Believe it or not, yeah, she's probably got to do the 5 years, but the new crime that she brought back, chances are she's going to be sentenced to more than 5 years. So the judge decided to run it concurrent with the new crime. So that means she's only got to do time for one of them, whichever one is got the most amount, if that makes sense. If the judge said, no, we're going to run it consecutive, then that means she would have to do the 5 years. Then she would have to do the time for the new crime. I've broken this down many times on this channel, but I like to refresh people that might be new. But this is a prime example of what happens to many people on probation. They just dig that ditch deeper and deeper. And once you get in it like that, man, it is extremely hard to get out. The crime that took you maybe seconds or minutes to commit is going to take you years to bounce back from. Let that sit in, man. If what you're doing out there in the streets could risk you going to prison for years, why the f are you doing it? So always remember, ladies and gentlemen, probation is not a game. You mess up any of those rules or regulations, it's going to be terrifying going into that courtroom again. Knowing that the judge could possibly give you all that time back, man, it makes me get nauseous thinking about it every single time I watch an episode like this. Anyways, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. I got plenty more content coming your way. Tonight, I'm going to have a full house. My daughters are having their friends over. We're taking them to haunted houses. It's going to be a madhouse in the cul-de-sac this weekend. Speaking of which, I know a lot of y'all been asking for a Dolly update. Dolly the dollar bill, for anybody that doesn't know, is my new English bulldog. She's growing like a weed. Let me go wrangle her up really quick. She's getting heavy. She's getting heavy, y'all. I can't hold her like this for too much more. She's getting big, man. Oh, look at that face. I remember the very first English bulldog I ever seen. It was inside the mall. Believe it or not, they used to have pet stores where you could go and, you know, lease a dog, man. Get yourself a nice little purebred. But I didn't have no money. I was so young. I just looked at the puppy through the glass. I'm sure someone got him. I hate seeing dogs in cages, you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. And as always, y'all be easy, be safe, and more importantly than anything, stay free.